What is up, everybody? This is Tikwe, also known as Richard, and I'm coming back to you with another casted game. Us playing the French, the Chinese. I saw the blue and I thought French. And we're gonna go a bit over to the new caster mode, and we are playing against Holy Roman Empire, Citrus Paribus. That's an interesting, castly age name. Sounds like he also played Age of Empires 3 from what it sounds like when I just quickly chatted to him. But this is an interesting matchup. Generally Chinese find playing against the Holy Roman Empire quite difficult, and you can see he went for 6 villagers opening on the food. You can check my side right here, and then going on to the house and gold, and obviously probably going to be rallied over to the gold. You can see there's the little rally. If you press control and the little hyphens next just under your backspace, you can see on the right I'm changing between this perspective so that I can actually find or choose the different teams and see exactly what's going on. So he's probably going to rally 4 villagers over here. He's going to go for a really fast age up, and I am going to play the Chinese, going for a Song Dynasty and trying to economy boom. But I must say this game is quite interesting. I learned a few lessons again, that season 3 is going to be an interesting season because there's a lot of things that's worth mentioning. A little small thing that I made a mistake on early on. I chose 6 villagers to go onto a straggler tree right here. Then they drop off to build the village, and then you come onto the mill with the sheep and then supervise the mill, that where you get the highest food returns. You saw that villager brought back the gold, but unfortunately I mismicroed on my wood, so I have to chop wood before I can go back to gold. And you'll see there's the 3rd villager. They're going to go back to gold, so a bit of mismicroing on my side. You can see he stopped on that sheep and went over to, I think, is this the deer? Yeah, he actually went onto the deer hunt very early. Quite nice. And he actually has a single scout, quite nice amount of sheep that he had right there. He had to do that because he didn't have more sheep because they're all running with the scout. As well on my side, we have 1 sheep right now. We're going to pick up more at the back, but we did drop off the few. I think there was 4 or 5 inside the base, and that's the ones we are kind of sniping now, kind of picking up quickly from his side, just stealing them away on his side. The thing that you need to know about the Chinese is they are really good when you let them be. So either you need to have a really good timing. You can see now he's actually aging up, and he's using just 4 villagers, which is fine. Let's just see, this Arcan Chapel, and it's probably a really good one. He's probably getting in the berries, not really going to get in the deer there, definitely getting the gold. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10 because generally I would rather have a single prelate on the gold and then take this Arcan Chapel, put it onto the wood line. You're going to chop through half of this very, very quickly. Get your villagers onto berries with the inspiration, finish the berries, and then you have this whole frontal area to transition into farms when you have to. And with the Holy Roman Empire, this is quite nice. You can see we're only starting the age up at 3 minutes 30. That's fine, but that was really, really good timing from the Holy Roman Empire player, and you can see how quick he's microing with the inspiration on the villagers, and the perfect microing came in, and that allowed him to really, really quickly get a really early Arcan Chapel. And when you see something like that, you should start asking yourself questions. What is the Holy Roman Empire doing? Because if there's one faction that can go fast Imperial, it's the Holy Roman Empire. They can really get out a Castle Age at 7 minutes, Imperial Age at 11 minutes max, and get a very, very easy economy going on top of that, where, he just population capped. But he's doing really good. He has the Arcan Chapel now. Prelate not in position to really move in here, and he's probably going to pick up the berries right now. Transitioning into some houses. But if you look at the resources, right, he's solely focused on food and gold right now, with very little on the wood, just enough to get mining camps and all of those type of things, or houses going. So really, really interesting playstyle, but it's very standard, it's the norm right now. What I usually do with the Chinese, I would be able to get this Imperial Academy up, and with the specific build order you'd be able to start the Barbican very shortly after this, which means that you will have quite a safe base very early on. I built it with one villager, technically two because they build faster, but if you get everything right, you will actually have the Barbican coming up about halfway through the Imperial Academy being done. So take note of that, because I didn't macro perfectly. We are now waiting for, not for wood. Am I waiting for wood? No, I'm actually not waiting for wood. Let's check where I'm rallied to. I'm actually rallied to food. So we are sitting on 13 on food, 3 on gold. So we actually do have more than enough to go for the Barbican. I think I was focused on wood too much because I mismicroed at the start, but that's okay. We got the deer nice and close here on top of each other, so transitioning onto the deer, and very shortly we'll move the Imperial official over. I also didn't train a second Imperial official to do the tax collecting, so a little bit of a problem there on my side, and we haven't gone for wheelbarrow yet, but there's the Barbican coming up, and we just built it with 2 villagers. Now, interesting point, it's 6 minutes 22, and he just started his regnance. So one thing you want to have with the Holy Roman Empire is, if you look at my scout, I'm still trying to find some sheep, whereas the most important part was to actually see what's happening with the Holy Roman Empire. So you want to have a scout inside that base at all times, even though, yes, it's quite nice to deny them sheep, but it's more important to know what your enemy is doing than to clear sight of war. So it's like a bit of a priority mistake from my side, and I also realized way too late to go into early wood. I could even have gone for, you know, a Song Dynasty, which is good, but transition some of these villagers over to gold early on at 5 minutes in the feudal age, and started walling up these relics, which would have bought me a lot of time to get myself into the castle age. Otherwise you are playing a losing battle, because China doesn't necessarily have the best units to counter castle age men at arms, castle age knights, castle age crossbowmen and archers. You have Chukunu, but you have you know, just spearmen and Chukunu, basically the whole second age, and horsemen. You can't really get far with that. So I'm going for a second town center, and that's most probably what most China players are going to do. But like I said, if I had to transition into this woodline earlier on, that's a 7 or just under 8 minute, you know, castle age right there with the regnants. And if we have a look at what he's doing right now, he's training the prelates right here. They're training at 20 seconds, same as with a town center, same price, so there's no distinct advantage there, but he's straight going for these relics. So if we hop over to his perspective right now, we can see there's the first prelate going out there, another prelate going out here, this relic already been picked up, going for this relic, which is the safe relic at the back. You can see he's actually rallied to pick it up, run back all the way, you know, that way. I don't know why he's rallied like that, maybe to just be safe. But that's 5 prelates that he has out very early on, and only transitioning into wood at 8.5 minutes. So this is as greedy as a build as a Holy Roman Empire player that you can get, but sometimes you get away with it. And if you're gonna pack up 5 relics, 80 gold per relic, that's 400 gold, you know, on the relics. But if you stack them up, that's gonna be a nice juicy 800 gold per minute just with your relics alone, without even having a single sacred site. So huge. You can hear all those relics being picked up. I have a you know, stable too little too late. Unfortunately, you can see I tried going in for a wall in here. I wish I could show you guys this, because every single wall is kind of pre-constructed, but for some reason this prelate was still able to walk through this wall. I don't understand it, because these little corners need to be fixed. I don't understand why it doesn't. Look how overlaid they are, and still the prelate managed to snipe that little relic right there. So that's a little too late. We also tried doing the same in the middle right here somewhere where this relic was, if I can find it. I mean, the relic spawns was really good. I'm not gonna lie. There was one right here, one to the back and to the back here, and two to the front. There's the other relic. Right, I tried walling in this relic, but it's too little too late. I'm still building the wall, the relic's already gone, so he's capturing the sacred site right next to me, building a, you know, ghost wall going up right here. So take note of that. But if you look at the resources, he doesn't have to spend any additional food or anything. We have a second town center, not even going up yet because we're wasting, you know, wood on ghost walls. I decided to delete it so that I could get my villager back, and now he's going for sacred sites and actually building a monastery so he can make space for the extra relics. Please don't do this if you're doing this strategy. If you are going for the Holy Roman Empire, pick up the relics, drop down an outpost, you get extra advantage on the outpost, so that's going to be worth more because you get the same gold return, and you get the defenses on top of that. Now he's transitioning into some stables with some knights coming out, so these knights are going to apply pressure. I still haven't gotten my second town center up. At 11 minutes, I'm still on a one town center Song Dynasty. It's really not a good game on my side, but just out of, you know, perspective, I have wheelbarrow, I have horticulture, which is the first upgrade. I have the first double broad axe upgrade, and now we see the knight running in immediately, start retreating the villagers, getting a barracks up. This is way too late. I'm playing catch up the whole time on this Holy Roman Empire player, and you can quickly see here on the gold, I'm sitting on 370 gold per minute with 8 villagers on gold. He's sitting on 1,000 gold per minute with 5 villagers on gold. You can see how quickly those sacred sites and relics and everything starts making a difference. I tried getting this wall up, he denied it. I tried getting this wall up. And this frontal wall I also wanted to get up to force him to funnel onto this barbican to just use some form of defense that I have. And the spearman is going to start dealing with that knight, but you can see the knight numbers are just going to start rolling out here. This is 4 knights that's already back, and he's getting villager kills, he's getting spearman kills, so you got the barracks, so perfect strategy to go for the early knights. And on top of that, he's still sitting at 1,000 food per minute. So I'm just trying to balance out 2 town centers and trying to push villagers with the Song Dynasty. And that's making my food income look very weak compared to his food income sitting on 1,000, because right now we have 4 villagers on food, which is these few that's on the sheep, trying to sort out all of these issues with the knights inside my base. So you can see how effective this Holy Roman Empire strategy is. 5 relics, that's as good as you're gonna get. If you can't win with 5 relics, then there's something wrong. You're doing something extremely wrong. But you know, I had a very successful failure of a game with this one. You can see I'm supervising the barracks to pump out some spearmen, and all of those spearmen, if you press Ctrl Shift C, you can select all your military units. I'm moving them to the front here. We finally managed to get the walls up, and they are just gonna chill out right here, and we're gonna try and fix our economy. Way too over on the wood right now. The wood was primarily focused on getting the walls out, but the walls got out too little too late, and I didn't refigure my economy. I mean, I don't even have enough for a 3rd town center, and now he's actually already at 14 minutes going for a Palace of Swabia. He had knights inside my base. He's going for a sacred site. Security right here by getting all 3 sacred sites, and you know, he's transitioning into deer, not really transitioning into farms. He has this first wood line chopped open, and this Palace of Swabia is probably going to just rally onto this wood line. But you can see how effective the Holy Roman Empire still are with their current playstyle of going fast castle. If you're not applying any feudal age pressure on Holy Roman Empire, you can see the results of that. I'm 14 minutes into this game, almost 15 minutes, and he has 3 sacred sites, more military production than I do. He has 5 relics, I'm sitting on 20 more villagers, but we already lost 5. But with the Palace of Swabia, this produces units at 6 seconds. If a normal town center produces it at 20, that's virtually 4 town centers. Right there. 4 town centers, 5 town centers compared to 3. Song Dynasty, let's make it 4.5 compared to 5 town centers. So he just goes Imperial Age. You have all the villager advantage that you need with this Palace of Swabia, just pumping them out. Remember, with the prelates, you can inspire them. It's another 40% bonus, so it actually counts up as more. And that's just a huge, huge economy if you allow a Holy Roman Empire to play this pace of a game, which is very safe. Actually, not very safe, very greedy, but still, if you allow it, you can see it's very difficult to catch up any type of economy. But I want to show what I actually did on top of this playstyle. If you have all the sacred sites, I mean, the only thing he has left to do right now is get the upgrades. You can see there's not even a blacksmith out right now. He has no knight upgrades, no elite men-at-arm upgrades, but he is rallying them out and trying to push into the China player, because if you're going to leave the Chinese, they're probably going to scale with their own economy. So you have to at least, start applying some pressure very early. If you don't, you are going to end up very badly, very quickly, because China late game is very difficult to deal with, even for the Holy Roman Empire. You can see a siege workshop, right thing here, go straight for the bombard, start using those imperial units to apply pressure. Still no, he actually got a castle age upgrade, no imperial age upgrade now. Still no upgrades on the knights, but he does have that out, and still no blacksmith out. Oh, there's the blacksmith already getting the upgrades. The military academy, right upgrade to go for immediately, because he's going to pump out those units quicker. And we also have the blacksmith, no upgrades out yet, but we had to do a farm transition because there's no way we're going to be out on the map with this bad of a economy. So we had to transition all of this wood into a farming economy with the granaries, use as much space as we can, and now we have to transition some form of resources. I mean, he's sitting on 1,000, 2, 3, almost 4,000 resources per minute. We're sitting on 3,000 resources per minute, but the big difference being the gold, and we have a finite resource, which means it's gonna run out. And he doesn't, because he's getting all of this juicy gold. You can see there 300, 480 gold. Is it more? So the standard is 80 gold per minute, right? He actually has how many villagers? 5 villagers on gold. So wait, so that's 80 gold per minute per relic, and he has 5. So that's 400 gold. That's 800 gold per minute. So wait, is it more? Am I wrong? Because it's double, right? So it's 80 times 2. So that's 800 gold per minute. Is this bugged? That it's on 400, 5, 6, 700. Okay, no, that's correct. It feels more. So that's going to go to 500, 6, 7, 800. Okay, no, that's normal. But this says that he's sitting on 1,400. And that's only with 0 villagers on gold. Is this a bug? I'm not sure. Oh, it's the sacred sites. I'm sorry. So my spearman tried to pick off this bombard, was very unsuccessful with it. You can see the elite land connects, elite men-at-arms, and knights all pushing in right now. We just lost our whole army of 10 units to the knights and those men-at-arms, and now we are transitioning too little too late into stables, archery ranges, and we have some nest of bees coming out right now. That's going to help quite a lot, just dealing with these mass units. But we don't have a strong enough food economy really sitting on top of this. We have, how many farms do we have right now? We're on 40 villagers on food, which includes a few on sheep. But there's about 33, 34 farms right here, and only all my military buildings are going up to the front, which is also difficult to deal with. But we are going to start pumping out units. So if we press F2, you're selecting everything. 4 archery ranges, 2 barracks and 4 stables. On his side, you can see there's 5 barracks, 2 stables, and a siege workshop. So very similar military production buildings, minus a little late, very late to be, in fact. And the sacred site victory is 4 minutes in. We're trying to use the wall to our advantage and get some nest of bees shots. I thought the bombard was low, but it wasn't. So we're getting some shots off, forcing him to push in, and we're fighting, you know, castle age units against imperial age units. And the funny part is, you know, these upgrades are still without any upgrades. You know, that's just the normal upgrades. If you're doing this, those upgrades are going to count a lot, because you'll see these men-at-arms already have 5 armor. You know, so very, very effective at doing damage right here. We have archery ranges out, but you know, our production is mainly feudal age spearmen, knights, and only now starting to go into crossbow. So you can see the catch-up game I'm playing because of this. And you know, he's breaking open the bait, just playing very, very safely. He's not sacrificing all of his units, but this means nothing. Trashing up a few units, getting some, you know, outposts up. You can even bring relics forward if you wanted to be sneaky. You can bring a keep, drop a keep here with a relic inside. That's going to be very, very strong if you had to play that side that way. He's picking off villagers at the back. These men-at-arms can run through my base all day long because of those armor upgrades that they have. You can see only taking 20 damage from a Barbican that does 25 damage, so he gets that extra 5 armor. The hand cannons is helping, but you know, that's all I have right now. And you can see I'm using knight now to pick up this last knight here at the back. We do, what's it now, only doing 36 damage, but like 24 damage. That's without the lance. So yeah, a little too late. You can see we are pumping out units. We actually have quite a bit of an army going right now. 15 crossbowmen, some veteran Chukunu, upgraded veteran spearmen, palace guards, and a knight. So we have quite an army very quickly, and we would have been able to fight this quite more effectively if we denied those relics, if we denied the sacred sites, if we actually played a feudal game. This was not possible. We would have forced him to play into a different game. So I would argue that the best way in this game, you want to play as the Chinese, is you go for the Imperial Academy, go for some horsemen early on. Delay your Song Dynasty. You can see a big fight happening right now, trying to funnel out. Oh, those Landknechts are just wreaking havoc through our army. 5 elite Landknechts here. They just slice and dicing up everything in this game. I am not sure what button I pressed, but I think I'm playing on his perspective right now. There's my perspective where I'm focused. I don't know what keybind it is, but it's actually looking at my perspective. We're actually chatting right now, but this is his actual live perspective. I don't know what keybind button is doing that. You can see him focusing back on his base right now, where he's looking. I am just sitting still with my camera. You know, it's just a little too late on my side. We lost our whole army. Those Landknechts are just gonna shred through anything that's grouped up together, and he has the siege at the back just slowly sieging down. But the big important focus right here is the sacred site victory. I'm not sure what button that is. I'll have to learn what button that is to get my... There we go. I don't know what button it is that I pressed. We actually have a Spirit Way coming up right now, and you know, he's pushing up with these units again. I'm not sure what that button is. I apologize for that, but you can see he already did 19,000 damage or resources cost to me. Destruction value of the destruction he's done is 19,000. That's for the army that I lost. Or his army that he lost, I'm not sure. But it's a really good game from his side. Don't let the Holy Roman Empire do what they like. Just apply some feudal pressure. It makes the game a whole lot different. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys.